Hello everyone, it's Dana. Welcome to our surprise stamping this Friday night. I'm excited to make this card and we'll do it together and then see what you come up with in your papers to see how different they all look. So I found this sketch on Instagram and they didn't give dimensions, so this is how I do a mock-up. Since I couldn't figure out the sizes I'm kind of a kinesthetic learner, so I cut the pieces. I don't know if you guys do that, but it helps me a lot to have it visually in front of me and have all the sizes cut before I start using my good paper, because I don't want to cut into all of that. So here it is. It's a standard size card. You've got 2 layers, the colored cardstock and then a white underneath the front of it. Which I love. We've got so many brand new papers and so many old papers that we could use with this, leftover from our scrapbooking ventures or just cute pattern paper that we've bought. This is a super easy one. Okay, so let me set this aside. I've got the pieces cut. Let me show you. Because I did the mock-up, I couldn't wait. Look at this. Emboss the texture on the front. Here's our 2 layers. I just used a colored cardstock for the card itself, a little of that neutral twine that I love. I think actually this one's called a thread. It's a little bit thinner. We are going to use Hooray for Surprises, which just has some good words in it, actually. You are simply amazing. I thought was so usable, right? So we're going to use that one. We've got our giant embossing folder. This one is so swirly. You guys always ask me to read the numbers. Let me find it. It is 163791 in case you don't have this one in your stash yet. It is gorgeous. I've also seen this just recently used with the seashell, I believe it's Seashell Wishes, and it is stunning if you're trying to do sand or anything. In this case, I think it actually just adds the texture of wind. It looks like the wind pattern is coming through. If you're looking at like the weather radar, it kind of has that feel. It really gives it a lot of motion, and I love that. These beautiful little watercolor cards are so fun to just play with. Okay, ready? Here is my gray base that I thought was fun to do from top down, right? You get 2 per 8.5 by 11. Scored it, and then I've got these come in 6 by 6s, so I just cut off the bottom, and let's see, we can go ahead and do our dark and white layers. I've got my brand new stamp and seal. We're going to try that out, and actually let me do the white first. This is the thick white paper. I just wanted to see what the difference is in what I have on my table and what Stampin' Up! Offers. And it really is. It's a really nice, you can tell. You can even see it a little bit. It's got a really hefty feel. Love that for any time I'm going to get it wet. Like I'm not going to get it wet today, but love to have the option. Okay, we've got this Stampin' Steel. I've got my fingers on it, you guys. It's really sticky. And this is not even the super stick. This is the regular one. Love the thin layer. It does string a bit when you pick it up, but that doesn't bother me. Okay, we're just going to center it in the middle. The layers are easy, right? Okay, and then we've got our, let me find my little sentiment piece. Maybe it got buried. Here we go. We've got our little tiny 1/2 inch by, I want to say 3 3/4. And I've just got the You Are Simply Amazing. I'm just going to use my little ink spot of black. That will be easy. I've got, let's see if I can do this on camera without pressing too hard. There we go. Look at me go. And then we are going to chevron the ends. Okay, cut all the way up to the middle if you have a hard time. All the way to the middle where you want the center of the chevron to be. And then just cut, and I'm right-handed, so I flip it over. Same with the other end. So don't cut way down here. Cut all the way up to where you want the point to be. Right? Then they come out halfway even. Super easy. Okay. I'm going to use some foam tape for that, just to pop it up a little bit. And look how fast it's coming together. We've got our net, we've got our piece, we've got our stamping set. Okay, now we're going to use the folder just to add some texture for Fen, so you can see the swirly folder. Now, this machine is new to me. I just got it less than a week ago, so I'm still kind of figuring it out. It's heavy, but not so heavy that you wouldn't want to take it somewhere. And my favorite part is that all of the sandwich choices are on the plate, so I don't have to go look it up every time I use it. It literally reminds me every time. Now, I will give you a hint. When I picked up this folder 5 minutes ago and went to use it for my prep card, if you will, I assumed that this was a 3D folder. It is not. It kind of has the feel. It's not quite as thin. If you hold it really tightly, it's a little bit thinner, but it's big like the other 3D ones. So always check your description, okay? Because just because it's big doesn't necessarily mean it's a 3D. It embosses like a 3D. It's got a lot of depth. You're going to see that, but just FYI, so you know how to set the plates. Okay, so we've got our cut piece, beautiful on both sides actually, but we're going to use the front. We're going to put it all the way across, Stampin' Up! Label up, and then we're going to set the plates like it tells us. We're going to use here it is, 1, 3, 3. The 3s are the clear ones. I'm going to do 1 up, 1 down, but it probably doesn't matter. And then I'm going to try not to shake the camera as I roll it through. Sorry, I saw it just shakes and pops a little bit. Okay, here, move that. It's always like an unveiling, right? The surprise you get when you pull it out. Oh, look at that. Literally looks like wind. I love that. Let's look at the other side. Oh, beautiful. I really think you could use any folder, honestly, but this adds such a fun texture. Okay, gonna grab my trimmer. Forgive me. We're gonna do the first piece. Now you could use any of it really. You could go from right to left, left to right, but the idea is that you create a bit of a scene. So we're gonna use the 3 pieces right next to each other so that you get that panoramic kind of view. So we're gonna start with 1, and I'm gonna go from the left side. We've got our first 1-inch piece. Now we're gonna do 1 1/4. And then our last one is 1 again. Okay, I'm gonna cut 1/2 inch off my leftovers, and I'm gonna use that on the inside of the card. And at this point, it probably doesn't matter, so I'm just gonna go from the right-hand side and use that as my little inside piece. Okay, now we've got our pieces. Now, since I already stuck this down, I'm gonna start from the middle and work out. And that way maybe I'll be able to see better. The other thing you can do is put your adhesive on the pieces and then flip them upside down. And that way you can still make adjustments, but you can gauge where it's actually gonna fit or where it needs to go. Wow, this is sticky. It really is sticky. Okay. Does that make sense? You can kind of see how I can gauge from left to right so I don't get them all going one direction or all in the other. So I'm going to do this. Flip it over. Ah, you can see how sticky. And see if I can get this centered and straight. Let's see. And here's our second. I think I have to turn it, make sure I get it going the right way. Somewhat close together. I'm not going to space them evenly. I think it's more important that you see the continuity of the design. It may be different if you had just a patterned paper. It wouldn't matter so much. But because I'm trying to create a scene, I want them a little bit closer than evenly spaced. Okay, now we're going to take our thread. I typically do 3 fingers, but I know everybody's a little bit different. I just want some circles, right? I just want some... Oh, you know what I forgot to bring? Here's some. Is a glue dot. What I do, oh, there we go, is stick the open end of the thread on the glue dot. Let me see if I can pull it off so I can get it so you can see it. Okay, and then I'm going to roll it back and forth. Pull it off, take it in my fingers and roll it back and forth. And that will attach all of the ends, the loose ends of your thread to the glue dot itself. Okay, and then you can manipulate it. You can do a figure 8, you can just pull them, make them however you want. In this case, I really just want them a little bit looser, you know, a little more free-flowing, a little more artsy. And sometimes it works for me and sometimes it doesn't. You could also, before, if you want to straighten these out, you can take the back side of your scissors and run it like what we do with wrapping paper when we're trying to make it curly. You kind of do the opposite, actually. So I'm going to put that there. And then here is my sentiment. Oh, so cute. I love that. You are simply amazing. I think you could send that to anybody, make them feel so good. Look at how cute that is. Ah. Now, at this point, you could do a little splattering if you wanted. There's so many choices, but what a fun, simple little card. Now we've got our last decorative piece. I hope you guys are having fun. I can't wait to see what you all make with different papers, how they look so different. I can't wait. Okay, let me get our, let's see, get it on straight. And then we've got our, it sure goes on smooth. Okay, see if I'm getting, and there we go. How fun. I hope you enjoyed our surprise stamping, and I can't wait to see. Please comment if you are watching live or replay, and please also post your pictures so I can see what you made. Okay, bye.